What class do I sign my kid up for? I get this question all the time. So parents, here's what I got. On the website, underneath the forms tabs, there is a assessment. There's a beginner and an intermediate. Send your kid to fill out that assessment. If they pass the beginner, then they might need to be in the intermediate. If they fail the intermediate, then they definitely need to be in the beginner class. Because here's the deal. When I have beginner kids who do not know their seats, who do not know their aids, who do not know how to keep their horse bent on a bent line and straight on a straight line, and they get thrown into the intermediate class, it's a chaos because I have to give all my time to that one beginner kid to get them caught up to the rest of the intermediate kids, and then the intermediate kids miss out on it. So this is a very good question that you guys are asking, because you guys probably don't know the answers to that. So if you do the test or the assessment, then I can look at it. I kind of get a feel. If you've rode with Lucky Shoe Riding Club before, or I've seen your kiddo ride, then more than likely I know which class they need to be in. So you can also just give me a call and I'll help direct you. So we're getting a little bit more strict on that this year because we want to make sure that all of our classes are even, so that it's easier on the coaches to be able to give everybody the amount of dedication that they each one of them deserve. Because we want to make sure that every single one of your kiddo is growing and getting better in their horsemanship skills every single week. So here's a tough question. If you tell me, but my kid rides all the time during when they're at home, okay, that's awesome. They probably are really good and they're developing that feel and timing. But do they know everything that's on that quiz? Do they know? Because in that intermediate class, I'm not going to be hounding those kids on the stuff they should already learn the previous year in beginner 1 and beginner 2. So if your kid is a good rider, they probably don't need to be in the very, very beginner class where they're just learning how to get their horse to go, turn, and stop. But they probably should be in the beginner 2. That way they're learning all that stuff and getting it burned into their head, so that when they step into that intermediate class, they already know how to do all the groundwork. They already know what their aids are. They already know how to turn their horse with their seat and ride from their seat to their legs to their hands. They have good balance. They aren't bouncing around in a trot, and they are ready to build on that and become more competitive in any area they desire, or just have fun and be better in those areas. So there are different classes too, besides just the beginner year 1 and 2 and the intermediate 1 and 2. We have a Gymkhana rodeo class. We have a trail ride fun and games class. We have a goat tying class and a roping class. And we have a traveling team class. So in our Gymkhana rodeo class, what we concentrate in that class is preparing those kids to be able to go to the LSRC Gymkhanas and compete at the best of their ability. So we do drills, we teach them that they're balanced, we make sure that they're learning how to engage their horse's hind end to keep them bending around their leg and being competitive and using their hands correctly when they're riding. So we do a lot of drills, we do Gymkhana events in that class, that way they're prepared. Now in our trail ride and games class, we do a lot of games. We play capture the flag, we play hide and seek, we go on trail rides to the river, down the road, we go on long trots. We do a bunch of different fun things so that the kids can still get those miles under their belt and being on the saddle, but are still having fun at the same time and learning. And we do learning games too. For example, we'll do a scavenger hunt where they're learning the tack, where they're looking for it, or we'll do a relay race in the arena, so where they have to answer so many questions and then their team wins. So fun horse questions. So that's a fun class just to add on if you want to. Let's see, what other classes did I forget? The goat tying. So we're really, really lucky at Lucky Shoe Riding Club. We have a phenomenal goat tying coach, Jill Francis, and she does an amazing job with our goat tyers. So if you want to get into Gymkhana, you want to get into Little Britches, high school rodeo, junior rodeos, come take a goat tying class with her and learn how to be the best so that you can win those high point buckles all around in any association that you join. Now our traveling team class, that is a class for our traveling team association. So that's Lucky Shoe Riding Club's own rodeo association, where those kids are competing at certain rodeos to win high points for that season. So that is a paid membership. So they're paying $150 for that membership to be in the traveling team. And that membership is going to go towards the awards at the end of the season and towards the pack trip at the end of the season that only the traveling team member is going to go on. So that is more of our advanced, dedicated kids who really want to take their competition to the next level. Different classes. So you're probably wondering, should I take an individual or should I take a club? Is my kid ready for a club or do they need an individual? If they have never ever ridden before, I highly suggest that you send them to a couple individuals, let them get the feel and figure out the basics before they just get thrown in with a bunch of kids, because that can be really stressful, especially when they see other kids running around on their horses and they can't even get it to go. So if we can build their confidence in a couple individual lessons before they join club, that usually has the best result. Now, club classes do have 5 to 7 kids in them. So club classes are 2 hours with 5 to 7 kids, and an individual class is an hour one-on-one with the coach. And we usually just teach an individual whatever specifically that kiddo needs. So if that kiddo's just starting, they're going to learn all the basics. We're going to start from there. Now, if the kid in the individual class or student is older and they are wanting to compete in a certain event, they're having problems with their trail horse, they are wanting just to become a better rider, then we focus on that. What age students do we take at Lucky Shoe Riding Club? We take, for individual classes, 3 years old and up. Our club classes are 5 years old and up. We have a ton of adults who come and ride at Lucky Shoe Riding Club. A lot of people that just say, hey, I want to learn how to ride. And then they come and learn and turn around and buy a horse and live happily ever after in their horse journey. We have a lot of students that are in middle school, elementary, high school, basically every age group that you can imagine. So don't ever feel like you're too young or you're too old to come and ride with Lucky Shoe Riding Club. We would love to have you. One of the other classes that we offer is English. We have some phenomenal English coaches here at Lucky Shoe Riding Club. We have Jordan Neely, who's our head coach, and she's the one in charge of our English program. And she really helps those kids get a solid foundation and learn where they need to go. And then we have Kelsey Walker, who comes in and helps us with our advanced kids and supplies a ton of advice. So that is awesome to be able to come in and learn all those different disciplines from all around the board. So we have, let's recap. We have individual classes, 1 hour, one-on-one with a coach. 2-hour club classes, 5 to 7 kids. We have a traveling team, gymkhana, rodeo, trail riding games, a roping class, trail class, English class, intermediate class, beginner class. And if I'm missing something, you'll probably see it on the book online tab. So to sign up for any of these classes, you're just going to head on over to the book online tab, go to the drop down arrow, hit whatever month it is. So if it's March, May, April, you're going to select that and then pick a class from that list that you'd want to sign up for. If any of those times that are available do not work for you, please send us a message. We'd love to work with you and see if we can get something figured out so that your kiddo can come and ride with Lucky Shoe Riding Club. We'll see you in the arena.